Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As it was just a little bit of a quick break here, but it's myself, Colin Seymour Moore, and Daniel saved one mana, and we just had a couple of internet issues from one of the players behind the scenes trying to get into the lobby. But right now, we're going to be heading into Cafe, my bad, and it's going to be in a couple seconds, just heading in there and get in the ban pick. But who do you expect to see kind of taken out? You know, we've been touching on enough ban phases that we might be able to catch on to what's going on.
So usually on attack, and I'm going to try and predict this, it's Thatcher as well as Capitao, and then on defense it's Mira Echo. So pretty standard. But usually the Capitao is swapped out for something else. I thought that Thatcher was not going to be banned out on something like Cafe because you can't exactly reinforce the top hatches, but it can still provide a lot of disruption for the rest of the third floor. You've got the Jaeger charges, you have the actual Echo himself, the yokai, as well as a couple of other things. So you have to just watch out for that. As well, EMP disrupts your red dot site. So it's just annoying.
It's annoying to have to go up against a Thatcher, but maybe we'll see like you said, Capitao. Second one to get banned out in this attacking phase. So Michigan State not wanting to play that indeed. You have the fire arrow and the smoke arrow. You don't have to worry about any of that coming out from the Capitao, including his LMG, which is also annoying to go up against. He also has a pretty aggressive AR. On defense, we might want to see Cade. That's a little bit different. I didn't expect to see him match up, but I can also tell because it's a very vertical map that the Cade does come in handy when you want to electrify a hatch instead of the wall.
So now the Bandit is going to be the one to be played instead of the Cade. And I was going to say that if they don't want to ban Echo, which why, then they could ban the Bandit. But yeah, it's standard. It's Echo. I was talking about this as well with some of the R6 members, is that why is Mira banned if she's not really picked either? And I feel like, or at least the main consensus was that it's just kind of annoying when she is picked for that one round out of the whole entire match, because there's just so much vision denial and there's so much information that you don't know. Is the Mira behind that wall or not?
It's a very big guessing game when it does come down to the Mira, but we're going to take some time to introduce these teams now. As over on the blue side, it's going to be your hometown Saints, Rapid, Imagine, Agent Tour, Impact, and William.
And over on the attacking side, the orange side, we're going to have Michigan State. We have Polly, Fry, Queen, Joestar, Ella, as well as Santo. And
it's going to be quite the hold for St. Clair. They're going to be going to third floor, cocktail, lounge, and bar. And they do have the smoke. Not a Mozzie mute this time. So Rapid's going to be hopping on the smoke. I expect him to be playing that bathroom hold that he usually has.
Yeah.
And the Mozzie to kind of deny any drones to make sure he doesn't get spotted out by any drones coming out. And if he does have the barricade on him, I do expect him to set up a barricade over on the Pixel for maybe Imagine to kind of set up on the anchor. But they do have the Valkyrie, and Valkyrie did get through the ban phase, so it's going to be some more information with more cams for St. Clair, along with the Maestro being played by Agent. You usually see him play this operator a lot, but recently I've actually been noticing that they haven't got a lot of effect, a lot of value from the Evil Eyes.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what we need to watch here in this match, is that if those Evil Eyes can actually stay alive, how much information can they get? All of the Evil Eyes are in really nice positions. We have one over in Heaven, or just below Heaven, as well as some on top of some chandeliers, because it's pretty hard to see them. But as we start this round, Michigan State is going to be collecting all of their drones as they want to try and attack from the top floor here. We see over in White Corridor this little hold towards this one side. Just looking over towards the A-bomb site. But is a player going to walk by? Yes, they is. Yes, they is. William walks by the window that he should have known was open if he had both of his headphones on. Maybe he had one ear off, like how I usually play sometimes, but he wasn't able to hear it.
And that's just, it's a really aggressive play from the Zofia, which usually doesn't happen in Cafe at all. It's a very out of of order kind of thing to do. Now we see them with complete red stairs control. Nomad going to be putting down her air jabs for the flank, but she's really close to that air jab, so it might disrupt her as well.
Yeah.
If in case, you know, it's enough space for St. Clair to get close to that air jab and still spot her out, but nobody's going to be pushing that. They do have the hard breach wall open for Christmas Piano Room, and it's going to be a nice little roam from Michigan State to clear the bottom floors. They want to make sure nobody's on that main floor, but look at that. That's what I was talking about. The pixel barricade for Imagine set up by Rapid to give him that extra angle. I know they were playing this before, but Imagine countless times gets 3 pieces here, but he's going to rotate back over to White Stairs to get some more vision as there is a player ready to peek up.
I love how Rapid holds Bathroom just in there, you know, that's usually his spot. It's probably the safest area as well to hold, as he does see one player on red stairs. You also see Agent Tour looking over towards Bar. Does he find this player? I guess he's just kind of behind this barricade. You can see him jumping all over the place, but we have no idea exactly where he is at the moment. We're also going to be looking at these Valk cameras. They are kind of useful, as it does show Imagine what is over the bar. But Paulie also going to be playing over in Pillar Room, looking over towards New Balk as well. Doesn't find anybody. There is one player inside of Cocktail, but you just have to wait to see if they're going to peek their head just yet.
And now we see Nomad just slowly pushing in, using her concussion grenades, flash grenades to try to get some off, but Rapid opening up with a kill on this site, bringing it to a 4v3 advantage in favor of St. Clair. Now, it's time for Michigan State with 23 seconds left to be a little bit aggressive. Imagine in a 1v1, look for this kill, but does get taken out. That's a questionable play, but Polybob on the IQ. When we bring it back to a 3-on-3. Now we see a couple low health on Michigan State as Paulie is down but not out. Impact's going to be looking for this player. Going to use a C4. Not going to connect on the diffuser, so the diffuser is going to be planted, and it's going to get arrested right onto him, so he's going to take control of the freezer room in favor. IQ still down, and Agent Tour picking up Joestar. Diffuser going to be diffused by Rapid. And St. Clair taking round 1.
Yeah, Agent Tour is going to pad up the KDs by grabbing last member. Really nice first round coming through from St. Clair. Once again, Rapid hiding inside of Bathroom just means he gets to be one of the last members alive. He's on the cameras. He's the one that is stepping up for his team for that communication, and a lot of vision going to be coming through as well. Agent Tour, we were talking about this guy in the pregame, and he comes through here in this round 3-0. He's popping off.
And now we head to the first floor kitchen service, kitchen cooking room, as Castle is going to be played by William, and Bandit's going to be picked instead of the Cade, because Cade is banned out of this round. So now we're going to see Castle set up his barricades to deny a fast push through kind of like the hallway outside between bakery and other bar room.
Yeah,
I'm a little.
It's all good.
They don't go to first floor very often.
Yeah,
but honestly, the castle on first floor is a very good pick because for it being the main floor, like you can go to it. It doesn't take a lot of time for the attacking team to make it there.
Yeah,
Castle just denies the rush. It makes them take more time. So there we go. We see William block off the hallway, the first hallway, and this window, which you do see a lot of players to push into to get some more information of Small Bakery. Small
Bakery as well as Main Bakery is usually what we see in terms of castle barricades. Of course, Main Corridor was going to be that other option as Valkyrie. She's going to be placing all of her Valk drones in these different rooms, but now going to be looking over at White Stairs just to place one more. Maybe catch a drone. She doesn't get this one. But bandit charges are also going to be going down. What exactly does he want to bandit charge? He's going to do freezer right now. I thought these walls were going to be bandit charged, the ones that he was looking at inside of cooking, but currently not going to be able to do that, or not going to do that, as the rest of Michigan State going to be starting this round going top down, as well as two more members just going to be going inside of the front entrance. We'll see if they can get any picks, or if any roamers on the side of St. Clair are actually going to be roaming.
They're going to be running the hard breach on Thatcher instead of a Habana, which is a little bit different, I find, for going for a top-down push. It really, like, a Habana really lets you open up some hatches instead of just focusing on the thermite, exothermic charge. So it's a little bit questionable for me, as well as they're running a Buck with a Sledge for some soft breach with the Zofia, too. So a lot of soft breach over for Michigan State, as since they're going for that top-down push, it lets them destroy a lot of the floor so that they can maintain that second floor and get a lot of vision down onto the bomb site. But Polybob setting up over on new balcony, watching down for any player to rotate through. But there's nobody really on St. Clair roaming. And nobody at all, actually, as all players are anchored onto the first floor. But here we go. Fry Queen be using the sledge to break that floor, get some top-down vision. And Thermite also going to join him there.
Nothing too much going to be going on. Of course, you did see all of the sledges going off. Just going to be hammering the floor below. Rapid does know that there is a player up there, so they notice that they have the top-down push for themselves. Agent Tour does have to move because there was some soft breach above him, or at least some soft flooring above him. Just needs to get onto the drones in particular, and you do see as well that point kind of standing as Agent Tour has moved from that spot. But Michigan State, they haven't found any picks yet, which is really good coming out of St. Clair. St. Clair, they know exactly how to play this bottom floor, at least inside of service as well as cooking. But you can hear a thermite going off. I want to see where exactly that is, as Imagine ends up grabbing the first frag here of the round onto Ella, as a bunch of drones are going to be going out here. Main corridor, really nice shot. Fry Queen was holding that angle, and Imagine ends up going down, as now she looks inside of Main Bakery, but not going to be able to do that. Looking inside of Cocktail as well. See if she can find any sort of picks inside of service, but not going to be able to do that just yet, as she takes it very, very slowly. A 1-for-1 at the end of the day.
And now it's just going to be a stalemate. So you see IQ, the first one, Polybob going to be pushing into Freezer, but taken out by Impact instantly. So Fry Queen destroying the barbed wire. They know he's there. Santo going to refrag that onto Impact. Important kill to kind of free up the bomb site. Diffuser going to start being planted. So is there any disruption? The Agents are going to throw the Nitro Cell, but it doesn't go far enough. Fry Queen going to bring it down to a 2v3. Santo picking up another one. Double kill for both players. St. Clair 1v3. William against the world. He's going to peek in, and Michigan State taking round 2. Just like that.
And usually when you're the last one alive in the post-plant position, you cannot be holding an angle like that. I feel like a lot of teams will fall into that because they've been playing on defense. But then the one that you got to realize is that right when the diffuser goes down, you're immediately switching sides from the defense almost kind of to the attackers. Like, you have to get onto the site, clear the whole entire thing, peek all of the correct angles, and then deactivate the diffuser. And we saw there William, I don't want to say that he wasted a little bit of time, because he didn't, right? He was just waiting to see if anyone would peek him inside of Freezer. But right when he noticed that no one was there, he looked over at the bomb site, and it just didn't really help him out. The aim was just not there for him.
Also, on top of that, a little bit of an unfortunate Nitro Cell coming out from Agent. Didn't really make the Kobe as far as he wanted to. But falling short, Diffuser got planted. St. Clair lost control of the bomb site. Michigan State tied it up 1-1. This time on attack, though, we see Ella switching up to the Twitch instead of the Zofia. So not as much soft breach, but Twitch does have the breach charge, so you still get a little bit of soft breach. It does take a little bit more time to use it, but you still get the same results.
I feel like one problem that Michigan State were running into is that they ran into the bandit problem, where they wanted to hard breach a wall. They realized that it was bandited, and there was nothing that they could really do past that. Twitch allows that option to get eliminated. You throw a Twitch drone in there, she can eliminate all of the bandit charges, and it really helps your team out. It's going to help her a whole lot in the next patch when they eventually give Twitch the charges. But here in this patch, it's still fine because it allows you to deactivate a lot of the bandit charges just like that.
And as well as their F2. You know, this probably the most overpowered assault rifle in this game, but action phase is going to be underway as there we go. Twitch using one of her tasers, second one. Both bandit charts going down, and he's also going to get sights on 2 players for St. Clair as well. So that's a lot of information in favor of Michigan State already before we've even ticked past 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But now it's time for them to kind of decide where they want to go. We do see the IQ heading to the 3rd floor. We're using the breach charge to open herself up, but I'm going to save the breach charge and just kind of like hit it open.
It's, you know what, sometimes it looks cooler.
Sometimes it does look cooler, and that's all it counts for, you know?
There's my analysis.
Style points for IQ coming out as 3 players for Michigan State take control of the roof. So now we hop on Joestar. I think Joestar is actually in reading room right now, sitting inside the library, hoping that somebody will overextend because Twitch did get some information that there was a player for St. Clair setting up to possibly roam. And Joestar just kind of being aware, making sure that they cover this. And this is actually where Twitch saw that player roaming. And now they have it cleared, so it's a lot of information in favor of Michigan State.
It could be huge if Michigan State do want to go bar stairs. You saw them kind of pull that as an option, but they are going to be going down white stairs into white corridor. So I want to see if there's any players holding this angle. We do see one member of St. Clair actually holding it. So I don't know if he's going to be able to effectively hold it is the main thing we have to watch out for. Imagine now looking over towards this inside of dining.
That was incredible.
Yup, he does find one player going to show himself as Imagine was looking at a drone. Ella going to be using the F2. That's kind of a weird sentence to put together. Twitch going to be using the F2, but Ella is the name of the game. As now we see Impact looking over towards Freezer, just looking if there's any sort of noise, any sort of breach charge is going to be coming through. But that was a really nice shot coming out from Twitch.
And that was insane trigger discipline from Imagine, as the drone was there. He could have shot the drone. The drone didn't look at him, so he didn't have to.
Yep.
But eventually a drone did go and clear him out, and then Ella followed up with a kill. But look at that shot from Valkyrie. It's going to be Agent Tour trading out with Santo as they go 1 for 1. And St. Clair dropping like flies. They're down to a 2v4. Agent Tour sitting inside of kitchen, cooking room. And there's a player to his left. He does use one Nitro Cell, his only Nitro Cell, but once again, doesn't go as far as he wishes. He does take some shots through the soft wall. Takes Polybob down very low, but he's traded, taken down. So 1v4. Once again for Rapid, he finds one. Drops him down, but doesn't finish the kill, and he ends up dropping. Round 3 goes to Michigan State University. And it actually looks so dominant every time they're pushing this first floor. Maybe, I was thinking halfway through, why doesn't St. Clair use a pulse for the kitchen? It would be a lot better for kind of making sure who's pushing where and where to look. But I don't know who they would switch out. Maybe the Valkyrie for a pulse?
When Rapid is playing on first floor as Smoke, he's got the shotgun available for himself, and this is the only problem with the SMG-12 is that the clip is so small that he's able to take down one member, but what if there's another one that comes into the scene? He can't really do anything, and that's what you ended up seeing. He downed the player, but then was able just to not exactly follow it up with anything. Of course, the angles were not favoring him. He was in a 1v4 scenario. It was just never fun to be in that state. But Rapid playing on the Smoke on first floor, I don't think was the play there. It could have been, as he threw a gas canister over towards default, and it was really, really good. However, they can't actually catch that player out. As well, the Nitro Cell ended up going over, and again, it ended up missing.
A big flop, again, as it doesn't reach its target. But round 4, we had a third floor cocktail lounge and bar. Once again, St. Clair looked so dominant last time they held this. On the back of Agent Tour, we got a 3-piece.
Yep.
This time he's going to be playing the Maestro once again. William heading back to the Mozzie, and I do want to see him switch it up a little because Ella played that Zofia and got super aggressive, ended up getting the pick early onto William.
Yeah.
This time Ella's going to be playing Ashe, and Fry Queen's going to be playing Zofia. Joe's going to continue back onto the Nomad like last time. We're going to see St. Clair setting up with their post prep phase positions.
The one thing I always love to see is what objects do the players destruct in these certain rooms. Like you saw a bench go, I don't want to say a bench go down, but you ended up seeing a bench just get destroyed. But why? Why do you destroy the bench, Mr. Pro?
Are you talking about over on Pixel?
Yeah.
Gives you a little bit more. You can tuck in closer to that wall. You can get where that bench was. You can then sit where that bench was, and it's a little bit less of an angle, and that's why they call it Pixel, because you can get even closer into that and hold the tightest angle in Christmas Room. So it's a little bit extra knowledge for the viewers out there for that little angle.
Exactly.
And now we see Polybob sitting in Skylight, looking down onto the bar, but not finding anybody, as St. Clair playing very passive on this bomb site. Smart plays by each of them to not get picked early.
Yeah, you were talking about how a lot of teams need to play that bottom floor up scenario when you are going for a hold like this one, as we see two players actually going to be dropping down red stairs. You see Imagine is very, very ready for this, but all of the players that did drop down are going to be going down into red stairs. I believe the Valkyrie cam has been destroyed over on red stairs, so we have to watch out for this. The pixel was available for Imagine. The reaction timing wasn't there, though. You got to be inhumane in order to get something like that. The stun grenades are going to be going out into Christmas, over towards Imagine. Imagine now a couple of more shots going over towards Piano. He ends up trying to take down that player. Not going to be able to do that, though. Paulie now playing that bottom-up situation for himself. Does find that there are a couple of players on the camera itself. Fry Queen now looking over towards these stairs. There was a player on white stairs that ended up going down, but he's going to be fine for the time being. Valkyrie behind the wall inside of the bathroom, so he's going to be okay right now. Paulie ends up finding one kill onto Imagine. She's going to be that bottom-up advantage for herself as she ends up just finding a couple of shots through the floor.
Once again, St. Clair dropping a player early. Full control for Michigan State inside Christmas room.
Yeah.
As Joestar playing very aggressive onto that bathroom wall where Rapid usually sits. And Rapid with the SMG is... No, he has a shotgun out right now, so he's just waiting for this player to peek. And this could be devastating if Nomad pushes this. There's one kill going to Rapid. Is he going to find another one as Ella does trade out on impact? That player going to be stuck there. William also contributing with a kill of himself over onto Ella, but gets traded from behind. That's Paulie finding William in the back. Rapid going to be taking out Polybob. Rotates around construction to try to find some players, but ultimately going to be playing passive down that hallway, knowing that there's only one player there, but Agent looking for that pick over onto that player, does do a little bit of damage, not finishing the job. Santo does have Diffuser in, down to about 5 health. Peeking is the Zofia. Fry Queen going to take out Agent Tour, so we're down to a 1v2. And there's Diffuser down for Rapid. Totally doable. 7 seconds left. 1v1. Triple kill for Rapid. Playing passively as the Diffuser is going to be dropped now. So time is going to take down. He knows Diffuser is going, so now he's going to rush the bomb site. Try to find that player. Doesn't see him in the default site, but doesn't connect with any kills. Stuck on the casing as both players now heading to the post plant position. We do see Diffuser is down. Time is ticking as fast as it can. Rapid looking for this player, but they're going to be holding inside Cocktail Lounge in the default position. He heads to Heaven, is trying to rotate around and find something. No information given to him. There, shots out from the Zofia. Gives up her location. And now we see Rapid, knowing that the rotate hole is there, going to be watching there. Impact grenade from the lifeline, and he's going to look to his left, not connect with the kill. Rapid not able to win that 1v1. Michigan State winning another round right out from underneath St. Clair as they go up 3-1 now.
You saw the crosshair go down and wasn't able to get it off. Rapid with the triple kill was just this close. Oh, that was just so close.
It came down to about just a couple timings for St. Clair's. Rapid, he knew that rotate hole was there, and Zofia was aware that Fry Queen could kind of take that to her advantage and be ready for that. St. Clair once again now opting to head to the cocktail bar lounges. They want to bring this back. They're looking for that 3-3 half. Michigan State looking to bring their lead a little bit farther. And instead of playing the Nomad, Joestar's going to head to the Ash. Ella's going to head to the Twitch. Fry Queen going to continue on the Zofia. St. Clair sticking with their main kind of crew.
You saw there in the last round, definitely, we'll touch on the actual comp in a second, but you saw in the last round in particular, the one reason why Michigan State ended up winning that was because of the IQ. Took over reading room, like we were saying, is that these teams need to start doing instead of just the top-down standard, start going bottom-up, and that is what the IQ was able to do. Take over reading room, get out Imagine. That was just on his drone, right above him. It's just such a nice position that you need to be able to hold, but definitely the Zofia is going to be coming out. Fry has been playing this operator throughout all of these, most of these rounds, and they've won on the times that she's actually played Zofia. So definitely a really good operator, really nice for the post-plant positions as well as the initial planting. The concussion as well as the breaching charges are so good in order to get on these sites.
And you did touch on the reading room getting taken out by the IQ. And you notice last time St. Clair was like the first round when they played third floor, William went down early. This time, Imagine went down early.
Yeah.
And it just put them at the disadvantage. But this time, St. Clair does have a player roaming. I think, in fact, that is Imagine. Imagine could catch the player off, taking first blood into his own hands. Now rotating around, that could have been dangerous as two players are right outside of that situation. But he gets all the way back up White Stairs, and he could be setting up for something insane. But there's nobody going to be sitting outside. that window, so he doesn't have to worry about it just yet.
I like how Imagine ended up grabbing a kill and then just went hee and then ran back up white stairs. It's just sometimes a little sneakiness is what you need to find in order to find these kills, and the IQ is not going to be that IQ that we ended up seeing there in the last round. Just catch them off and then immediately start the rotation. You saw Thermite try and drone out red stairs. They do realize that there is a Mozzie on the enemy team. I really do like how they have been utilizing the Mozzie here. You were talking about the mute a whole lot, and the Mozzie can do the job a little bit similar, where you just obviously capture the drones, and it helps you out a whole lot. But you do see the Thermite charge is going to be going off into Christmas. Right now you see Imagine over by his usual setup, over behind a barricade. Not going to be doing anything just yet. Imagine just going to be taking out all of the drones. Rapid still in bathroom as well. You see a little bit of a rotation into Beer, as he can just escape if he really wants to. A couple of more members inside of Christmas. Just 2 are going to be inside of here for the time being. Pixels is what you end up seeing over from the enemy, just trying to peek in all of these little corridors. You get to see Imagine if he can actually get any of these shots off. It could be really good. Valkyrie drone is going to be getting taken out over by Heaven. You do see that the 2 lifelines, the 2 breaching charges have gone down. So all they're really relying on is the Ashe. The Ashe Slither has to be really good. She's going to be using both of them, so both of them are gone. Gotta be watching out for all of these soft breaches going out. Over towards Cocktail, there is 1 member. Thermite being taken to half HP. There is 1 member inside a bathroom. Are they gonna be able to take him out? Yes, they are. Imagine gonna be grabbing a double kill for himself. There is 2 more members over here. The stall is gonna be coming out right now as well. Rapid, she's gonna be using 1 of the smokes. Rapid does actually get 1 member as well. 5v2 scenario gonna be going down. This could be St. Clair's chance to gain back momentum. Imagine ends up going down to a headshot. Joestar, 4v2 scenario now going to be going down. Smoke just holding this angle. Ancient Tour ends up grabbing a headshot onto Fry Queen. Fry Queen was the member in the last round to get the plant off. Not going to be any more, but now Ashe versus the world. Looking inside a bar, there is 1 member. Looking inside a Cocktail as well. 2 more members holding this angle. Can she get any sort of defuse off? Answer is going to be no for the time being. There is 1 member right here. Agent Tour is going to get headshot. Double kill coming through from Joestar, as you do see the diffuser is going to be going down. Just a little bit of teasing going down as well. Diffuser has gone down. 4 seconds now on the clock. They know exactly where she is. Defenders have won the round. St. Clair take that in style.
Bringing it back to a nice 2-3 deficit. So St. Clair, they're not out of the ballpark just yet, still down a round, but that was an insanely good hold, especially by Imagine picking up those early double kill for themselves. And you know, one thing that really ended up, and I really wanted to point it out, is that early in that game, both Zofia impact grenades out of her lifeline were gone, and both breaching charges for Ashe were gone. So the ADSs for St. Clair were working wonders getting rid of them, and they went Ashe in general to get rid of that barricade where Imagine was sitting. Yeah. But the ADSs were just placed perfectly that they were able to get rid of the breaching charge before they got rid of that. So Imagine playing that corner with Rapid to a point, taking them to an advantage, 2-3. St. Clair down by 1. And you were pointing something out.
Yeah, so initially St. Clair had their defense on kitchen, both of service as well as cooking. But now they have switched. They want to go down into fireplace, which could be really good for them, considering how many entrances you can actually take over if you do want to just take over this area. But again, the only problem is that sometimes with a lot of angles comes a lot of different possibilities for the teams to attack from. They ended up losing 2 rounds on the initial on the first 2 kitchen rounds. So they just want to maybe try something out. Let's see if Train Fireplace ends up working out for them.
And one thing that St. Clair really has to focus on, if they want to hold on to the second floor bomb site, is the roaming on the 3rd floor. They need a presence up there. They cannot give it up to Michigan State. Impact's going to be playing the Legion this time, so it's going to let them give a little bit of time taken off of the push for Michigan State. They have to be aware of the goo mines, but Polybob is going to be hopping on the Jackal this time around.
Yeah. Jackal really, really useful for a hold like this one, just because since there's so many different ways that you can defend it as well as set up for it. Jackal is going to be so useful to catch anyone roaming here on the 3rd floor as well as the 1st floor. As you see, Fry Queen just going to be distracting any of these members. If there is a member actually holding Skylight, it offers their vision a little bit. But Jackal is still looking for any sort of footprints on the floor here. Not finding anything just yet, as they're just trying to set up. Just kidding. There's going to be a player right behind the wall, actually.
I didn't... wow, I can't believe the drone hole gave him information for that footstep, but Jackal. Right? That's why you ban Jackal.
Yep.
That's why you see Jackal banned, is because of things like that.
Yep.
But now Polybob going to know that there's a lot of presence for St. Clair on the side of the 3rd floor, and IQ and Thermite already have a lot of presence into this red stairs. One Goomine is going to be hit for the Thermite, so a lot of information for St. Clair. Agent Tour sitting inside Cocktail Lounge has a lot of damage done to him. Has to be careful, but playing alongside William, they're going to be waiting for this push to come in from Michigan State. I do think Michigan State is going to opt to try to clear this 3rd floor, but if they can play it correctly, I can see them zoning out Rapid, being the only one on there, and kind of and just pushing into Reading Room, because I don't think there's a lot of information you can get from the top down into Reading Room.
Yeah. Another thing that's actually really cool to add on to your point is that since there is so many players of St. Clair roaming, you get kind of scared, right? You drone out into the bomb sites, you only see one player there. Where are these other players? You can already see some of Michigan State being taken very, very low. Jackal being taken down to 75 HP, Ella on half HP, Santos as well on 75. So you got to watch out for all these players that could potentially be peeking. There is one, William, just going to be looking over towards Heaven as well as Pillar Room. Not going to be finding anyone just yet, as he does get a couple of shots being taken over towards him, but William holding a very defensive angle, as we do see 35 left on the clock. Fry Queen gets 1 kill.
There we go. Reading Room is open for Michigan State to get inside there. Diffuser is going to be dropped. And imagine, very far from this. All of St. Clair, very far from this. Fry Queen going to be taking out Agent Tour on the rotation. And Santo just backs on off outside. Fry Queen finding a triple kill now. Over on the Ella. Finds another one is Joestar. 4 kills in a 1v5 is going to be William. William then on the bar. Too far away from the bomb site to do anything, and just like that, they isolated Rapid onto the bomb site, identified that St. Clair had a strong presence upstairs, cleared out Rapid, took control of Reading Room. Diffuser's down. It was just played perfectly by Michigan State.
It was so flawless, as the round kind of describes, but definitely, she ends up grabbing a quad for herself. Definitely really good display of skill coming through from Fry Queen. St. Clair were not able to hold that bomb site as well as they thought. They were struggling over on cooking and service, but they end up switching over to fireplace. It's not going to be too great, as now we do see a brand new round switching sides. St. Clair now going to be on the attack. Michigan State do lock in the Wamai. No, it's going to get 6 picks.
I'm going to say it's still banned.
You better.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. As you see, their own team was bantering to each other, so they switch out the Wamai for the Valkyries. You're not allowed to play Wamai just yet. Soon, though, everybody. You'll be able to see a Wamai get played. But now we're going to be heading into round 7, which means both teams are switching sides. Michigan State on defense, St. Clair on attack. And Michigan State having a little bit different of a setup than St. Clair did on the 3rd floor. They're going to be having a Legion instead of a Mozzie. So that's gonna we're gonna see how that turns out. I mean, the Mozzie I really prefer over most characters because he makes it so that the drones have to be more careful when collecting information for them. But St. Clair looking to kind of hold a similar, actually the same attack operators as Michigan State did.
Yeah, you can see that there's no real switches coming through from them as well. You usually do see Imagine over here on the buck, but to add a little bit of a note to what we actually see right here, Michigan State taking the 3rd floor bar cocktail, and what this means is they're trying to go for a 3-round sweep. Usually, sometimes when you do play on defense to start off, you might actually go kitchen. Sometimes teams will do that just to get the weird map out of the way, but what they're trying to do is solidify the momentum. Take the 3rd floor, then go down to kitchen, and then go into train. And what that does is it increases momentum, and it makes it so that the enemy team, once they do go on to train, they almost think it's a very easy site to attack, but we might actually lose it because we've been losing 2 rounds in a row.
And now St. Clair, going for this top-down push as they set up on the roof. they need to cut off that momentum. They can't allow Michigan State to get any farther than they already are, because if Michigan State can roll out this 3 rounds in a row, that's game, set, match for not in favor of St. Clair. As St. Clair has to start pulling this back. They're down by 2 rounds. Action phase is down to about 2 minutes. St. Clair going to look to take over Heaven and Red Stairs.
And they've done it before. There's so many times where St. Clair can actually pull it back. We saw it constantly throughout the CR6, where they will be down by 2, they'll be down by 3, and even by 4 sometimes, and they'll actually bring it back. They'll start the motivation, and I don't know what the reason for that is. Maybe it's a little bit of communication coming in from the team itself, maybe a little bit of motivation coming from the coach, and that's sometimes why you have a coach, is to add a little bit of motivation for your squad. But as we head into this one, of course, like you were saying, 4-2 is what we see Michigan State starting out this with. As we see no real members setting up on the roof itself, as they're all trying to just solidify the different balconies around this building.
Yeah, and setup from St. Clair is kind of typical. They are isolating this player towards Pixel, and they see the Legion back off, so they have control of Christmas Room. As uncontested as they could be for the meantime. Legion backing off gives them a lot of information of where they will isolate these players. So everybody on Michigan State has backed off into these specific rooms, the smaller rooms. So St. Clair, if they can get control of these walls, kind of hard breach them out with the Thermite exothermic charge, they can do a lot and get a lot of information. But this is Polybob's cheekiest spot yet that I've seen. And if he can do a lot to kind of pull it back and make sure that he can use that Nitro Cell from bottom up and catch William off guard, or anybody on St. Clair, it would be insane. Agent 2 are going to use his first exothermic charge to open up the bar room. And I think Polybob backed off after that. So a Nitro Cell won't get that bottom up kill just yet from the Valkyrie, but that is a spot and a half from Polybob, as he does end up getting the opening kill onto Impact. Diffuser being planted by Agent 2, not in default, but it's still going down. So nice little heads up play from Rapid to actually team kill Imagine, so never mind heads up plays. Kind of questionable coming out from Rapid, getting a little bit of insane timing on the Valkyrie, getting a little bit antsy onto Imagine, though ends up getting taken out by a player of that's Santo clutching up, and Imagine being found out. So miscommunication from St. Clair. Don't know what just happened. Me neither. It confused me. It confused you. But that was questionable.
Because originally I wanted to get excited. Oh my goodness, Rapid's starting to pop off. Gets a kill onto the guy who's defusing? You know, who's sitting in prone on the post plant. But it's never fun.
I want to hear the comms after that one.
What the heck? Yeah, just...
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, you can hear Rapid. Sorry, man.
I'm on your team.
Exactly. Maybe it was a little bit more foul than that, but hey, PG stream. But you're getting excited. Vigil?
No, it was Mute. Instead of playing Mute, though, they're going to play Mozzie. I don't know. It's
you love Mute, man.
Lately, I've been liking Mute way more than the Smoke. Because, like, the gas canister's good, but it's not going to... The gas canister's not always going to deny the plan. But what will deny things is the Mute. Is the Mute going to be picked up by Santo now after the 6th pick? So the Mute Mozzie especially, because that is a composition that you can stop the drones. Mozzie will pick up a drone, and your team just has as much information as you could on defense. So Michigan State heading to the first floor kitchen for this bomb site, and looking at the setup they have for the operators, I expect hard anchoring on the first floor.
So much defense going to be coming through, as well as a lot of information. Look at all of these members. You've got 2 camera operators coming out of Valkyrie, as well as Maestro. And then you have the Mute Mozzie combo, where you can collect even more drones and more information, if any drones do get picked up by Mute.
And then you have Vigil, who's invisible to drones when using your ability. So this is perfect. And perfect. I think that's a perfect operator pick for Michigan State, to be able to roam and deny as much information as they can. So Mute going to be dropping his stuff. They don't even have any hard breach denial on a Bandit. But now, how will St. Clair stop this? They're running the same attacking composition as they did last time. Didn't turn out to be in their favor, but a couple misplays. So let's see if they can fix those.
I usually don't reference other games when I'm referencing a main game that I'm watching. But in League of Legends a whole lot, you will see teams come out with a team comp sometimes where you have to be really synergized in order to pull it off. This is what Michigan State is doing right here. They've got a whole entire comp that's really focused on grabbing a lot of information and then relaying all of that information.
That's a visual glitch. Sorry.
Right. But relaying a lot of that information to the rest of the team. And this is what we see out of Michigan State. We have to watch if this team is actually coordinated enough in order to come into this one and actually execute this perfectly.
A little bit of client-side weirdness coming out from Ubisoft there. That's what I'm going to call it.
Thanks, Ubisoft.
On that hatch. But imagine ends up getting it open. 5-2.
Yep.
Michigan State looking for their map point. But as they're just one away from being on map point. But St. Clair looking to pull it back as they do have some players over inside train room. That is going to be... No, sorry. I have it backwards. I'm still thinking St. Clair's on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, St. Clair's looking from the top down at those players in train room. I think it's been Polybob usually kind of rotating around and getting aggressive. But expect the Vigil to be lurking as much as he can as well. And hard anchoring for the rest of the players on Michigan State. There we go. Nitro Cell pulled by the Valkyrie. Rapid very, very low on this. But there is Polybob getting caught out by Rapid. So first blood in favor of St. Clair's. They take 5-4 in this round. But I've seen teams pull it back from way worse. Rapid's low on health. Things happen.
Yep, we've seen 1v4s, we've seen 1v3s in a whole lot of scenarios, but Rapid being on low HP means that he has to be very careful, and you can see even with his positioning, he is being taken very low. Imagine with the headshot onto Ella. Such a nice kill onto the Vigil, the roaming Vigil. What we see here now as well, we see a breach charge going to be going through, or at least a thermite charge going through here onto one of these main hatches as they try and scout out White Stairs as well as Freezer. Do they want to be dropping down here just yet is the main question you have to ask. William as well is going to be going over towards Bar Stairs. Does he want to take this very slowly? He's got the positioning in order to do so as 17 seconds ends up hitting the clock, and now the rest of the team, St. Clair, they have their positions available for themselves and they have to start getting in. Agent Tori ends up grabbing one kill. 5v2 scenario now going to be going down. He ends up going default. William ends up grabbing one. Santo with another one. Impact just going to be trying to defend the planter, and he's going to be able to do it. William with the double kill to secure the round. Santo ends up going down.
And it's a player we highlighted at the start of this. William has to step up for St. Clair, and there we go. He stepped up for St. Clair, pulls him back to a 5-3, and it's going to be a couple rounds off still, but St. Clair showing some life. As we see the leaderboard, it's Agent Tour and Imagine working alongside Rapid, who's top fragging, to kind of keep themselves in this, but it's Fry Queen over on the other side. Double digits at 10, alongside Santo with 7, Joestar at 6, both players at the bottom with 4 respectively. So Michigan State showing that they should be in the lead and approve so on the scoreboard outside of the leaderboard, but it looks like St. Clair's actually starting to pick up some heat in this match, and it's going to get interesting as we're heading back to first floor kitchen, first floor cooking, and St. Clair last time when they were holding on defense, they lost both rounds on kitchen.
They lost all 3 rounds. or no, 2, and then they switched. Right, my bad.
After the St. Clair was on defense, they won first round on the 3rd floor. Then they lost both rounds on the 1st floor prior to or post that 3rd floor hold. And Michigan State might be repeating history for where St. Clair failed. The
reason why Cafe is such an interesting map is because we all know the top-down. Everyone you ask, you always play the exact same style. Every single, even noob analysts know you gotta play top-down. The only problem is that there's only one bomb site on the 3rd floor. That's it, right? So right when you get the W on 3rd floor, you have to now transition into these other bomb sites. 2nd floor is obviously the hardest to hold because there's just so many entrances. In order to pinch yourselves off, you get sandwiched in the middle. But on 1st floor, you gotta watch out for all of the roamers above you. You have to watch out for all of the soft debris that's coming down from you. Gotta be watching Freezer hatch. And once the player, or a player, takes over Freezer, the game's over, almost at that point.
Now, action phase is underway. St. Clair looking to take the roof, like you said, top down, indeed. William putting shots into that window, not opening up the barricade, just kind of teasing us a little bit.
Yeah.
As St. Clair's been having trouble opening up these roof hatches, but they're going to open up heaven. And William looking over to the red stairs. Maybe going to put some air jabs down to make sure that nobody flanks the red stairs. St. Clair going to take control of this and clear the roamers. I wasn't too sure. I didn't see any models through the wall for Michigan State. Not too sure where their roamers are standing, but the Jaeger is going to be inside of Christmas. And now St. Clair is aware of that, so they're going to be dropping down with caution. They've opened up the soft breach with the skeleton key, and the nade comes out from the buck.
You do see the player in the corner of Christmas. Rapid ends up going down. He ends up dropping down. 1-for-1. Going to be going through at the end of the day as one more player going to be inside a bathroom, just runs inside of white corridor. Just going to be running away over towards that side. But really nice drop coming down. You were talking about how they have to be careful. In St. Clair, they almost kind of used Rapid as the scapegoat. Go down, end up dying, and then one more player will drop and eliminate the Jaeger.
Yeah, and very good job for the Jaeger, or the Vigil, to get away with his life. Down to just under 50% health, but now St. Clair has to clear the second floor. They got the third floor cleared.
Right.
Now they got to focus on getting rid of the second floor. They're down to 1 minute and 13 seconds. So they're kind of holding it down to the wire. Imagine going to be sitting in a train using the skeleton key to open up the top-down view, getting some more information on default positions for characters, not connecting with anybody. There is a player. It's the Vigil sitting in reading room. Ella going to be looking for some players off rotation. And with 50 seconds left, St. Clair might start to get hectic, and there we go. Vigil going to be using his ability and getting out of here, but caught out from the Nomad. That's William sitting heaven, catching him on the rotation instead of the Vigil catching someone off. So advantage to St. Clair as they take player advantage, but 35 seconds left. They have to get down there as fast as they can. Imagine going to be opening up more information. Impact, though, droning out. 27 seconds now. St. Clair bringing this right down to the wire. Agent Tour close to the bomb site, using the exothermic charge to open up Freezer. And William going to be watching for some flanks, making sure nobody disrupts him. Agent Tour has it open. Look at that player playing default. Finds the head of Frag Queen. So double kill. Walks over to default. And Diffuser going to be planted. But there's a really close player for Michigan State looking out. William going to be having some eyes in the sky looking over Joestar. St. Clair pulling out the win in this first floor hold. Repeating history just like last time.
2 holds in a row, just like you said over here in Kitchen. As a whole, you saw Vigil holding reading room, and the main thing that really kind of secured the round for me was William holding heaven. They put him up there. They just said, hey, hold this, look into reading. We know that Vigil usually likes to roam. Even if you catch him going down bar stairs, if you catch him coming out of reading, you have, a two-part chance in getting a pick, and they ended up doing that. Such nice communication coming through for St. Clair as well. They ended up trading kills initially at the beginning of the round, and I feel like that really went in their favor. Usually Rapid is that type of player to frag up. However, we looked at the leaderboard. These guys have kills all across. Agent Tour is the top fragger with 8. So they're really allowing these other members of St. Clair just to say, hey, you can get the start of the show today.
We head back to the third floor bomb site. Excellent analysis, Daniel. Ella's going to be playing the Ella. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for Ella to pick the Ella.
There we go.
All game, because why wouldn't you wait for that? But Santo going to be helping her out, setting up this red stairs hold, making sure that St. Clair's going to have a little bit more of a tough time getting in there. But that is a nice little drone into Christmas that might not get as much information as you would, because there's a big piano in your way. But, I'm not the pro. You're the pros.
Maybe if someone, repels through that window. It's like that off chance.
Yeah.
If someone,
I like that.
If someone does repel through the window, they're going to find him if someone is on the balcony.
I like how Ella put her Grismon mine onto that couch so that if a player gets aggressive into Christmas onto that pixel peak, that they get disrupted by the Grismon, Jaeger can effectively trade that out.
Or if they want to just, sit on a couch. If they want to just relax. Sometimes they get tired.
On a Grismon mine?
Yeah.
It's not very relaxing when you're disoriented.
All right, but we're heading into round number 10. This is the potential 4-5. St. Clair could pull this one back as they've won 2 in a row. But now the Goliath, the big beast, is going to be that third floor hold going to be coming through. The one thing that you wanted to see was the bottom up push come through. as we're not going to be able to see this one, as Michigan was actually the ones to start that one when they were on attack. They had the IQ instead of reading, which ended up catching out Imagine. We all remember that one. But no, it's all 5 members up here.
I forgot about that on purpose. I didn't want to remember that.
Yeah, just a pistol through the floor.
Yeah. Taking Imagine out early, but now St. Clair looking for that early pick. Agent 2 are already inside red stairs, going to use his first exothermic charge to open up the wall between that. He's also going to open up with a pick onto Santo, ripping the head off. And I feel like people are just starting to walk into his crosshairs. He doesn't even have to try.
Nope.
They're just walking into his crosshair for him. Now Imagine, if he can get this... Oh, he's going to nade out the Evil Eye, but he doesn't connect with the Evil Eye, so the Evil Eye is still going to sit there.
Unfortunate, but hey, why not? Just use a concussion over towards it if you can try and get this one off, as there is one member of Michigan State hiding behind the barricade that usually Imagine was holding this angle, but now William, in a 1v1, we have the player that is usually the one just to chill out. Going to be holding this angle now, as a couple of concussion mines going to be going over. Stun grenade is going to go into the corner as that player ends up just backing off from that scenario. Ella just going to be backing off into construction, holding the secondary angle. Hey, if the first barrier doesn't work out for you, go over to the second one.
And very smart play too, because St. Clair was pressuring that immensely. Now, with one player down, Michigan State has to be a little bit more passive. Second exothermic charge is going to be used onto the freezer, and he actually is going to walk into a Grismont that was sitting on the couch. So one Grismont burned for Michigan State as well, with no value to it. And Polybob looking for that flank kill onto the player sitting Heaven. Imagine going to be dropped to just 25% health, as St. Clair with full positioning onto the into the Christmas room. They're going to open up the soft breach to Bar, and what a shot from Pauly onto Imagine, taking him down like it was nothing. Speaking of players walking into crosshairs, looks like Imagine did that exact thing. Now Evil Eye on Fly Queen is going to put some shots down onto the diffuser of the Thermite. Agent 2 are going to have to get that down as fast as he can, but he's going to back up and destroy the Evil Eye. Joestar going to pick up Agent 2. Joestar traded out by William.
No
Michigan State going to win the
way.
round to time. Michigan State on map point. From the timer ticking down, St. Clair taking a little bit too much time to stop that.
You had St. Clair available to get the diffuser down. The Maestro cam was what saved it, as well as the Nomad player. I can't remember who it was on St. I think it was William, was running over towards the diffuser to try and get it down and just wasn't able to play off the time. That was so unfortunate. Maestro definitely the MVP there in that round, but everything was going so right. St. Clair, they got the initial pick there of the round. They got the player outside of Christmas room, and it just wasn't, I don't know, execution maybe was coming out, but the one thing that you wanted to see was the pulse, and we're going to be seeing that here.
Pulse, yeah, coming out on the first floor, and this is where St. Clair didn't take the advantage of having a player who can spot out other operators from above. I think Pulse is going to be very handy in holding this first floor kitchen, but last time Michigan State wanted to hold first floor, St. Clair denied 2 rounds in a row, and St. Clair needs 2 rounds to tie it up, as Michigan State is on map point for Game 1 of the CR6 Week 3 between these two teams. And Ella's returning to the Vigil, as well as Smoke coming out onto Santo.
It's such a very close match, because now the win con for St. Clair is so situational. They have to win twice on 2 offense, right? Because Michigan State already won on third floor. It was so close, but they still won. But now St. Clair, they had their momentum push because of a first floor, I believe, as well as a second floor hold. So this is St. Clair's time to shine. How exactly are you going to attack this point? Are you going to go right into Bakery, or are you going to go onto the third floor and then make your way down?
In fact, we're actually going to see St. Clair spawn over onto the seaside. So they're going to be putting a lot of pressure over onto the Bakery as well as the roof. And I expect a couple players to maybe stay on the ground. No, nobody's going to stay on the ground for that Bakery push. Everybody's going to go to the roof. Top-down push to clear it out. Last time St. Clair did this, they left it to very last minute like they did in that last round, but they came out on top for these holds. Rapid going to be using both of the breaching charges to open up both of the hatches on the roof. And it looks like St. Clair just going to take some time and drone out as there's still a 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That's a big play for St. Clair. And if Imagine can drop down and find this player, I think he's going to go for something insane. As he does set up that drone onto that player. I don't know if this player did see that. He could be looking to set up something insane. I don't know if Polybob's going to hear this, but Polybob did rotate away.
This could be really cool. Going to be looking just to see if that player ended up rotating. He did into reading, as I think Valkyrie ends up knowing that there is a... No, doesn't actually know that there's a drone. I think initially knew that there was...
I don't think he saw the drone, but I think he heard Imagine repel.
That was close. That could have been probably the coolest thing I've ever seen Imagine done. There was one more on Clubhouse where he ended up getting a double kill through a wall blindly, but anyways. But other than that, that would have been cool this season, at least. As now the rest of St. Clair is going to be dropping in here. He's going to be taking over Christmas, as well as Train and Fireplace.
St. Clair going to be looking for that top-down push. They still have exothermic charges in play for their thermite, and they haven't cleared this player out of reading room. So Ella going to be taking advantage of the pressure and taking out Agent Tour, opening up the round, taking out their hard breach. So advantage to Michigan State, 57 seconds left. Impacting a refrag over onto Ella, so tying up the player advantage. Polybob going to be still sitting on that second floor, finding Imagine on the rotation inside reading room. And this is dangerous for St. Clair because there's only 43 seconds left. They have to crack down on this player, but I think Polybob actually got out of there freely.
Impact has been the one to refrag whenever it does come out. So we have to watch here. Is he going to be able to grab that kill? It was Rapid who actually ended up grabbing that last one, going to be taking out Poly. Poly was the one on the Valkyrie who we did spot out earlier in the round. Now, in a 3v3 scenario, 19 seconds left as the diffuser is going to be down across the map as the rest of St. Clair have no idea where this diffuser is and if they actually want to pick it up. In dining, I end up going down, and multiple members gonna go down. Michigan State, Joestar grabs a double kill, as that's it. Michigan State, they end up winning the round 7-4. Such a close match, as all the good halves go out in the chat.
Oh, that's kind of toxic. Good half? Not a good game. It wasn't a good half. It was a good game, guys. Come on, be a little nice. It's a good half of the match today, though. So Cafe going in favor of Michigan State, opening up this game 1-0. So there's a couple moments from St. Clair that they looked like they were really trying to dry out the round and pull it to the very last minute. Didn't go in their favor a lot of the time because they're not getting enough information from the drones.
Yeah, there was so many different comps that they tried to run where they could have gotten a lot of information, but they weren't able to execute it perfectly. The one round that we actually saw Michigan State do that, they did it almost perfectly. They held that third floor. The only problem is like you were saying, is that they don't have any solidified defense. They didn't have a Jaeger. They didn't have a Bandit. So they weren't able to really protect the site perfectly, but they did have the Maestro cam that just so happened to catch out that player on default.
And one thing that that Michigan State did excellently is their roaming.
Yes.
The roaming from Polybob left St. Clair so clueless the whole time. It made them panic, kept them wondering, where is he going to be this time? Where is he going to be? They did drone him out. Imagine almost got some good timing on him, but ultimately Polybob doing good to just work around that attack from St. Clair, finding the win for his team, pressuring them to drive, to kind of like prolong the round even more. And especially on that third floor when St. Clair pushed in there with no time at all, the Evil Eye denied the plants, and then they didn't have enough time to get it down because the pressure from Michigan State just did what it did. St. Clair just didn't look like on attack they were comfortable.
Yeah, it was a different team that we ended up seeing out of St. Clair. There was a lot of potential that actually came out of the squad. Agent, William, and Impact really stepped up today in order to just be actual members of this team. I really love seeing the spread of fragging go on between each of these players. When we usually see Imagine Rapid up there, now we actually ended up seeing more members at the top of that scoreboard.
And ultimately, though, St. Clair going to drop the round 7-4 on Cafe. Second map is going to be Clubhouse. Kind of personal favorite over on the side of the casters, and we're excited to hop into that. And I expect it to go a little bit different than it did on Cafe, as both teams would preferably be more like mindful of this map because it's played a lot more than Cafe is. But in the meantime, we're gonna head to a quick break before Game 2 in the CR6 Week 3. So everybody over on the other side watching this, stay tuned for more action.